What's going on, guys? CB Muse here, and the question came up about the type of equipment that I use to make music. Now, I'm not going to get into everything. I'm just going to go into the bare minimums, the bare basics, just to get started. If you come to me right now and ask me, hey Chris, I want to start making music, I want to get started today, what do I need to do? Well, how do I do that? So I'm going to go and give you guys my personal approach and what's worked for me, and you guys can move forward and apply how you would like. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually a computer. Believe it or not, you need a device. It doesn't have to actually be a computer. It can be a phone, it can be a tablet, it can be anything, as long as it can run music managing software. And so I personally use a Microsoft Surface Pro 6. This is honestly overkill in terms of processing and power. You don't even need this much. So the specs of the Microsoft Surface Pro, you guys can check that out, but you don't need this much. In fact, I was making music and a lot of my songs on my Elsewhere album came about from an older laptop. I was on a Surface Pro 4 before that, but I was even using an even older laptop than that. So it doesn't need to be anything fancy. You just need a computer that can run software. There are a lot of apps and things like that on your phone too that you can dabble with, but if you're going to get really serious, I recommend a computer, a full-on computer. So that's going to be the first thing. You need a computer. The second thing you're going to need is you're going to need some software to run on that computer. Without software, you can't really record anything. The software is going to record your music, it's going to help you mix your music and make sure the levels are right and it's loud and good, make sounds, and etc. It's going to help you basically take all the sounds and everything that you make and convert it into a listenable file, like an MP3 or .wav, etc. So the software is incredibly crucial, and there are many types of software. There's actually so many free ones out now. I personally use FL Studio. I love FL Studio, but I have dabbled with Ableton. They do have a free version as well. There's also Pro Tools. They also have a free version. If you guys are Apple Mac users, definitely want to check out GarageBand. It's also free. So, like I said, there's a lot of different softwares out there for you to use, available to you now. So, finding the right software for you would be a choice on your own, and you just have to kind of discover. But I personally connect with FL Studio, and so that's what I use. So I'll provide links to those as well in the description. And now the third thing is, you've got your computer, you got your software running on that computer, and you're making music, but you ain't gonna be able to hear anything without headphones, or maybe the computer may have built-in speakers, but you gotta be able to hear the things that you're creating. So I want to talk to you guys about my headphones that I use. Personally, I use the Sony XM3s. Honestly, these are good and bad. They're great because I can hear things in these headphones without it's so clean and crisp. However, that's actually sometimes a bad thing, because you get to another pair of speakers or headphones or earbuds and it sounds completely different. So we definitely want to make sure you have a good pair of headphones. I think personally, a flat pair of headphones that doesn't have any equalizer or bass boosting or anything like that built in. That way you don't make your song with bass that sounds balanced and you put on another set of headphones and it's no longer balanced for the listener. So make sure you get a good pair of headphones. I use the Sony XM3s again. There are some other better mastering headphones, I think, for making music in. So, but definitely these are good options. So I would say those are the top 3 basic things. And I did list those in the order in which you should get them. I think you should first get a computer, then you should go ahead and start figuring out the software that you want to use, and then get yourself a headphone, something that you can hear that audio that you're creating. Now, these are some extra perks I'm going to add on. These are not necessary to make music, but I want to let you guys know that I do use these tools to make my music creation a lot more enjoyable. And so one of those is actually called a MIDI controller. So here's an example of one. This is the Alesis V25. Let me just say that this is probably been one of the greatest additions to my music making studio. I just can't believe how fast you can get ideas and hit on these keys, and you can get ideas into the computer as soon as possible. So basically what this is this is not an instrument on its own. That's why when I hit these keys, you don't hear any sound. This is actually called a MIDI controller. And what this does is when you hit these keys here, it actually hits the keys in the software. instead of you having to key in or type or hit the mouse or whatever it may be. And so this MIDI keyboard controls the instruments or keyboards in your software. So I highly recommend getting these once you get serious, not when you're dabbling, because you don't want to invest money into something that you're not going to use after a month. So definitely, I enjoy using a MIDI controller here, the Alesis. I do use another one, and this is the MPD 226. You guys have probably seen this in a lot of my videos. I just want to say that this is probably the most enjoyable MIDI controller that I have. I mean, just being able to move these triggers here and to be able to move these knobs around and faders, and it's just so fun. I mean, just beating on the pads and making drum sounds and beats to make drum melodies. It's just so fun to interact with. So if you're really serious, I definitely recommend getting a MIDI keyboard or a MIDI drum pad or something of that nature. Kai makes some great products. So I definitely recommend one of these two to go in tandem with your MIDI keyboard. So that's pretty much most of the software or hardware that I use to make music. That's bare minimums though. But if anything, if you're looking to get started today, get a computer. You probably already got one. If you're watching this video, you probably got a device that can already make music. So get yourself a good computer. Doesn't even have to be good. I shouldn't even say that. Just a computer that can run software. Get yourself a computer. Get one of the free softwares and just put in your earbuds, for crying out loud. I mean, whatever you need to do to be able to hear what you're making, and just do something. You start tampering and you start doing something, you're going to get something out of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys would, please like and subscribe. We'll be making more videos, and I'll even be teaching FL Studio. And so definitely, guys, I hope that was helpful, and you guys have a great day.